couldn't be stopped from turning over our sovereignty to the WHO, the WHO?
Yes, I think that I think ultimately, if it has to come to that, I think the Supreme Court will rule that that is a treaty, and the treaty has to be subjected to advice and consent of the Senate. I don't think the Senate will agree to it because treaties require a supermajority, and clearly the Democrats don't have a supermajority. We will attempt in our appropriations bills to completely stop U.S. funding of the World Health Organization with U.S. dollars. And that probably will cause us to functionally not be in the World Health Organization. I'm not sure that survives a Senate conference on that bill. But in the end, I think the Supreme Court will uphold that it is a treaty, and no end run around that will be allowed. Because again, I think we have a Supreme Court that probably would vote 6-3 on that. And look, that's why the presidency is so important, and control of the Senate is so important, so that we can have judges who will uphold the Constitution of the United States.
All right, so you're giving me a good segue to this question. What is it like having a Republican majority in the House?
Look, I had the Republican majority when I first was elected, which was a pretty new experience to me, coming from in the deep minority in the Maryland General Assembly, and then of course having Nancy Pelosi win back the gavel, and now of course we take it back. The most interesting thing, of course, is that we're in a Republican majority, but it's a very narrow majority, and I think that allows, as we saw in January, a small, dedicated group of conservatives to drive the Republican message in the House, because they know they need the support of that group to accomplish anything. We saw that with the Limit, Save, and Grow bill, the bill that we had hoped would be the basis of the debt ceiling deal that wasn't. But we drove that that was an incredibly good bill. Just for example, John Boehner was happy with a $1 spending reduction in return for a $1 debt ceiling increase. That bill proposed a $3 spending reduction for every $1 increase in debt limit. That is an extraordinarily conservative position to take, and it was because it was driven by a conservative group in a very narrow majority. So it's in some ways it's actually much more exciting to be in the majority with a small majority than it was back in 2011 and 2013 with much larger majorities.